Good morning, Web Spiders. Today is Wednesday. I was going to say September. We're not there yet. It's August 22nd, 2018. So glad to have you in the web. Just keep in mind, Wednesdays are those days where we have to really concentrate and work hard, because a little bit of the end of the day is cut out and you go home a little bit early. So we try to get as much work done in a shorter amount of time. So really stay focused today and make sure you're bouncing back, okay? I have Mrs. Clendenning here with me today, and she has a special announcement for you.
I do. Thank you, Mrs. Moran. So how many of you have noticed out on the playground that we have a bench that looks like this? You guys know this, right?
Yes.
These are the big kids, so they know.
I know.
If you don't know, oh, my friend's on TV with us too, because they're
There's
right
CJ.
next to me. So there's CJ. CJ, this is our buddy bench, okay? So the buddy bench is not just any regular bench, and we can't treat it like just a regular bench. So this isn't for just sitting on when you want to tie your shoe or if you're looking at the clouds. This is a special bench.
It's for if you don't have any friends, you can sit on the buddy bench or something and say you want to play with you.
Well, CJ could do our commercial for us, couldn't he?
You already know.
Absolutely right.
So these are the rules about the buddy bench, and this is what our student group came up with a couple years ago. So here's some things to remember. If you are on the playground and you feel like playing just by yourself, you can do that. Sometimes you just want to get away and be by yourself and just look at the sky or think about your thoughts or think about a book you're reading, and that's fine. But if you feel like you want a friend, come and sit on the buddy bench. Now, the rules about the buddy bench are, while you're on the bench, you should look around and try to see if you can find a game you want to join or someone you want to play with. If you see somebody you want to play with, just get up and go find them and go play. But if you don't see anybody you want to play with, then you can just kind of wait a little bit, and everybody else should be watching to see if there's anyone on the buddy bench. And if someone's on the buddy bench, what do you do if someone's on the buddy bench? What do you do?
Ask them if you want to play with me.
You ask them if they want to play with you. And just come up and say, do you want to come join us? And if you're sitting on the buddy bench and someone asks you to join them, you go join them.
You have to say yes.
You have to say yes to the first person that asks. You can't say, no, I'm kind of waiting for that kid to ask me. You're on the buddy bench. Just go play with whoever asks. Yeah. And that's just a way for us to make sure that everyone has a friend to play with if they feel like playing with someone else.
Awesome.
So that's how our buddy bench
I love
works.
the buddy bench, and I love that students came up with all the rules for the buddy
did.
bench.
They invented all that.
And kind of being a web spider, you're agreeing to go by those rules.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you really want to play with someone, go sit on that bench, wait for an invitation, and then say yes.
Yep.
You'll probably make a new friend and maybe even try a new game or something.
I hope so.
I love that. Okay. I'm going to leave Mrs. Clendenning here with me, but I do want to celebrate a birthday in the web today. Elin Carroll from Miss Lazelle's class has a happy birthday, so make sure that you come to the office today and get your birthday backpack to her. I think that's the only birthday. Let's talk about resilience for a minute, and I may even tag some of my fourth graders to help with this. But did you know that this lady, Mrs. Clendenning, our counselor, she's the one that helps us really understand what all of our character traits are. And this month we're studying resilience and we're bouncing back. And I have to say, we've had some good examples of bouncing back. I've even had to bounce back. Have you had to bounce back?
Yeah, a few times.
Do you know that on occasion, I get grumpy?
What?
It happens. It does. Yeah, you could ask a few people. They'd probably tell you, yep, she gets a little grumpy. Well, sometimes you have so much going on that it's hard to concentrate on what you're supposed to concentrate on in that moment. And you get a little frustrated or a little grouchy. So you know something that I started doing? I may just take a walk around the building. I may just go for a restroom break. I may just go get a long drink of water. But for some reason, in, I don't know, 30 to 60 seconds, you can kind of rechannel your brain to then tackle what you need to do.
Yeah.
So I think that's bouncing back.
It
I think
is.
that's being resilient. Instead of being grouchy and like at somebody, I just take like a 30 to 60 minute break. And it could just be a brain break. You could be sitting at your desk and just say, I'm just going to count to 100 right now. That'd be 100 seconds. And then start again.
You know what I like to do?
What do you like
I like
to
to
do?
breathe. I have a little sign on my computer, a little balloon bubble thing on my computer that says breathe. And I know we all breathe without thinking about it, but sometimes if I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed and frustrated, I just take a big breath. And sometimes I do that maybe 2 or 3 times. And sometimes that's all it takes. And then I feel like I'm ready to go tackle it again.
Tackle it again.
So just breathe.
Bouncing back. I love that. Resilience is just that, guys. It's how you're going to tackle it. What's your attitude? How are you going to try again? And remember, it's not knowing it. It's like Mrs. Bartram has done with all of you. It's not knowing yet. It's not knowing how to do something yet, but you keep trying until you get there. Okay, one fourth grader who has a great resilience or bounce back story from this year so far. Mr. Carter, come on over here. Carter, have you had to bounce back this year?
A few times.
Okay, can you tell us about one of them?
Well, I had to do the test like twice, and then I got really frustrated with the test.
Got frustrated with the test, yeah?
Yeah, and I did.
You used breathing?
I used belly breath.
Belly breaths.
I go up with my hands to help me out, and down with my hands.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You got frustrated with the test, but you just didn't go, I can't do it. You decided to belly breath. You did your belly breathing. Then did you go back and tackle the test?
Yeah.
That is resilience. That is bouncing back. Give me a high five. I'm going to ask you guys to stand and push your chair, and then we're going to have a moment of silence. Make sure you're thinking about your day. Eyes are closed. You might be doing some of that belly breathing right now. Real quiet. Get our flag in focus right there. You guys would do the pledge with me, please. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I want to apologize. I haven't had a clock lesson the last 2 days. Mrs. Lacefield takes really good care of our building, and I think she thought it was an extra clock. So I'm not quite sure where it is right now, but I will find it, and we'll go back to our clock lesson. She always straightens my desk for me and dusts it off and throws away my trash and takes really good care of me, and I do appreciate it. So I will find that clock. What was that?
Like a slate.
Oh, no. She does it because she's got a good heart and she likes to help people. But anyway, let's do our creed. Have a webtastic Wednesday. And remember, you got to have those brains turned on from the very first minute. We have a lot of work to do in a shorter amount of time. Here we go. I am a member of the Webb family. I take pride in myself and my school. I promise to do these things every day. I will only say positive things about myself and others. I will respect and trust others. I will insist on giving my personal best. I will discuss and listen actively. I will expect and give truth and honesty. I am glad to do my part to make Webb School a place where everybody is somebody special. Making an extra effort to look at that buddy bench today to see if you can invite someone to play. And as always, make sure you are doing it right. Have a great day, Spiders.